Good morning, y'all. What's up? It's Brittany here. Thanks for tuning in to our morning inspiration episodes every day. Today, I want to talk to you guys about being kinder to ourselves. It's something that I struggle with, and since I'm being, transparent about the struggles I face as a single mom, I want to be transparent about everything, like my mental health, just things that I deal with on my own apart from the kids. So one thing I wanted to touch on is, I'm not sure if anybody else has this, but I have really bad social anxiety, and I didn't even realize I had it until a couple years ago. But I've always been like the type to never go anywhere. I never did the club thing, the party things. I just don't like being around people. Anywhere where it's like a lot of people, I don't like to go to. Now, like, I've done the concerts and stuff, but I have to go with someone, like, that I know or that I'm close with, or I won't go. I finally got the chance to go to the Nicki Minaj concert for her Pink Friday tour when she did the second leg. So, long story short, I ended up going when she came to the Kia Forum. But yeah, I left early because I was there by myself. I think I left like the last hour. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about my social anxiety. I've also been always, insecure, like really insecure, even when I was younger. Like I don't like attention on me. And, the kind of attention I've gotten in the past is negative attention. It hasn't been anything like worthwhile. Just men lusting after me. That's not anything to write home about. I mean, um, other than that, I just want to talk about being more secure and confident in myself and not doubting myself, because most of the times, like when I get ideas to do something, I doubt myself before I even started. Like, oh, I'm not. I remember when I started the clothing business, like I kept saying like, oh, it's not going to do good because I don't know a lot of people. I don't have friends and family, and you need people to network, and I speak it into existence before it even has a chance to be something. And that's just the power of the tongue. I know my auntie is always telling me, like, don't speak negativity out there. That stuff is really powerful. And I never really took it serious, but as I'm reflecting more and more lately, it's like that's what I'm gonna start calling my series daily reflections, because that's what all this is lead. Like, I've been reflecting so much on my life over these last couple months because of everything that I'm going through with my kids. But things just come to me and I just have to talk about them. I did Mary Kay for a while. I said the same thing, and both businesses didn't turn out well because that's just what I do. And even so, like, with my kids, like, I've probably said things like to myself or to someone else, like, oh man, it's not gonna change. And that's probably why nothing is changing. So even though I'm doing all this other stuff, I'm still speaking negativity into existence, if that makes sense to you guys. And, I've been practicing, saying affirmations to myself more often because I need to train my mind to think good things about myself and not be so cruel to myself. I was listening to Keep It Positive, Sweetie, and she had Sarah Jakes Roberts on there, and I was listening to her, and her story is kind of similar to mine, except for, I didn't grow up a PK and I didn't have to deal with all that. But she said something like she still has like trouble forgiving herself for the choices she made, like getting pregnant and doing stuff like that at a young age. And I deal with that too. Like, I don't think I've forgiven myself. And I think that's probably why I've been so hard on my kids and made it to where, please don't have no kids in high school, like being real strict on them. And she said, like, people don't think about the context of what's going on. Like, yes, she grew up in the church. She knew the word. Her daddy was a pastor, but her parents were never around because they were building a brand. And that's where she was able to do the things she was. So even though she had both parents, she was in the church, the context of what was going on around her is what led to her getting pregnant. And that's the same thing with me. Like, my parents were on drugs my whole life, so it was never any kind of emotional or any kind of relationship. We were just basically there. We never did anything. We never went anywhere. We would come home from school, do nothing. Like, my mom wasn't that kind of mom. I don't know if it's because she didn't have that example. And I know some things happened to her in her life which made her, who she is today. But um it's just like, I want to learn to be better to myself and not be so hard and forgive myself, and know that even though I made mistakes, they don't define who I am as a person. They don't define where I'm going to go. They don't define what I will be. So that's just what I wanted to get on here and say. Another thing is about carrying, baggage from your previous relationships into the next one. Because if you're not fully healed from one trauma, you take that trauma, you add another trauma, then another trauma. And it's just like, then at the end, like where I am right now, I don't want to see a man, know a man, look at a man, think about a man. Like, I'm just cool on everything. I just feel like I need some time to myself. Like, I need to get to know me. I need to know what I like, what I want to do, things like that. I've never had that opportunity because I've been a mom since I was 15. I've been responsible for a life since that age. And I don't even know what I like. I've never been able to do anything, go anywhere. So, the only place I've been is to Atlanta, and I went there as a graduation gift when I got my BA. And it's just like, I don't know who I am. I really don't. Like, I just been surviving every day, and I'm tired of surviving. I want to live finally. Like, if that makes sense to somebody, I want to live, and I just want to get to know me. I don't want to, I got to fix myself in order to even think about being with anybody else. I got to fix me so that somebody else can know how to treat me and love me because of what I exude, you know, what I am. So another thing is, this is something that I just reflected on, and it made a lot of sense to me. Like, I had, I have 6 kids in total, and I'm starting to believe like maybe because I have a degree in psychology, I've been sitting here thinking like maybe that was my own way of coping with feeling alone my whole life by having so many kids, thinking that, I could build my own family. I don't have no family. Nobody loves me. Let me build my own family. And they'll never leave me. They'll support me through anything. They'll be there. And I don't know if that was just me being naive at that age to just have kids thinking that, but that wasn't that wasn't logical at all now that I think about it, because the kids, you don't know how your kids gonna be when they grow up. They grow into these people. They grow into their own personality, their own person, and it's like you don't know what stuff is gonna occur in life that's gonna deter that person and change their path. So I just wanted to say, like, I'm just realizing, like, I have a lot of trauma that I haven't dealt with, and I carried it into my relationships, to my parenthood. I did that all, and I really am doing a lot of reflecting to be better. Like, I'm going to church on Sunday. I'm starting therapy again because I gotta be better for myself in hopes that I can be better and do way better than I did with my other kids, with my 5-year-old now, because he's still young enough to where I can definitely change who I am as a person and give him a better life than I gave my other kids. So I just wanted to get on here and leave you guys with that. Again, thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in every Monday night at 6 on Spotify and YouTube, new episodes are loading every week, you guys. We'll also be dropping these morning inspiration videos. Creasha's dropping her videos every day or every other day. Keep in mind, you guys, we both work full-time jobs. We both have households and kids to take care of. So Sometimes the videos are a little bit late, but I aim for 6 every day. Sometimes I don't get off till 6, so it's like right after or something like that. But make sure you guys are following us on all social media platforms under Life of a Single Mom with Brittney&Creasha. And on TikTok, we're under LOASM for Life of a Single Mom 2024. So that's LOASM 2024 on TikTok. You guys can email us all your questions, concerns, stories, advice, comments, thought, whatever you want to talk about. At LOASM 2024 at Gmail or LOASM 2025 at Gmail. And as always, you guys, today's Friday, so it's the weekend. I'm off. I know Creasha's off too, so we'll be loading up a new episode tomorrow morning. Um, you guys do your best to stay less stressed and more blessed as you deal with your obstacles as life of a single mom.